Wow, it sure is great being the only PlayStation Portable around. I feel so lucky to be the very first portable console Sony ever made. Wow, you can play awesome PSP games with PS2 graphics. There's awesome PS1 games to play on me as well. Plus, I have an awesome emulator. Take that, Nintendo.
Yo, move over, bitch. It's me.
Who are you?
I'm the PS Vita, and I'm the new bloke in town.
Wow, I'm not worthy.
Start the show. Alright, joking or lack thereof aside, let's talk about something important, which is the games for the PS Vita. Now, in terms of features, I've listed them in an article accompanying with this video actually on Examiner, but again, let's get to the games. So, first of all, there are tons of games already to buy for this system. How many, you may ask? There are 482 games. Of course, that's between Europe, Japan, and America. Most of those games aren't over here, but in the process there's 482 games, which, fun fact, that is more than a Nintendo 64, which had about 387 games from its 1996 to 2002 6-year lifespan, give or take. Anyway, so first up, let's do some indie stuff. So Guacamelee is a fantastic game. It is basically Metroidvania, but you're a Mexican wrestler fighting the undead. It's super colorful, plays awesomely, plus there's cross-save. There's no cross-buy, which if you don't know, cross-buy is something where you buy one version of a game, like let's say you buy the PS3 version of Sly Cooper 4, and which is Thieves in Time, I believe. You buy that game, boom, you get a digital copy of the Vita version. That is cross-buy, but that also means that that's cross-play. Now, cross-play means that you can carry your save over between the two games. And then, let's just skip right ahead to Persona 4 Golden, which is an enhanced port of the PS2 game. Yeah, this is a classic. This is hands down the best game on the Vita. If you haven't played a Persona game, this is the one to get. And if you've already played Persona 4, god damn it, play it again. This game is fantastic on the go. This game and RPGs in general were made for the portable system. Yeah, it's cool to play something on your big screen, but I mean, if you're watching TV or something, you're on the go, I mean, grinding is just the way to do it. Why would you want to grind on your TV and you can't really do anything at the same time? I love the Vita and the 3DS and all my portable handhelds. That's why I love portable so much, is because I can just grind and grind and grind and do something else in the background, and it feels less grindy. Another grind-heavy game which came out last year was Dragon's Crown. Now this was a harken back to those old Capcom D&D games, and it was fantastic. It got some controversy for a big-titted witch and an Amazon that didn't really wear any clothes, but this game was fantastic. The art was gorgeous. It was a fun little beat 'em up, and it was even more fun with co-op play. Now, if you want something more assassin-y, there's of course Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, and of course there's an HD quote-unquote version for the consoles now, but if you want something on the go, it was a pretty decent Assassin's Creed game for a portable. Now, I just reviewed Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, which is kind of a mashup of those adventure games with a lot of elements of Battle Royale, which is a movie about kids being sent to an island in order to kill each other. I guess it's like Hunger Games, but more like Hunger Games like Battle Royale, and then with some Phoenix Wright thrown in there. It's a really, really good story. It's basically a point-and-click adventure where you're trying to solve the mystery, and it's just so addicting once the thing gets going. I love it a lot. And, if you want to get into the little shooters, there's Killzone Mercenary, which is a really, really good shooter. Well, probably the best shooter, I guess, for the PS Vita, and it's a very good Killzone game. Now, the story is a little meh, but of course the story is a little meh in general in Killzone, but it looks gorgeous. It looks really good. Holy crap, this game looks as pretty close to Killzone 2 or 3 on the PS3. It is a magnificent game. And the touch controls are kind of cool. You can cut throats by tapping it. Speaking of tapping, hey, look, there's Little Big Planet Vita. with all the Little Big Planet goodness. You can download levels actually for the first time in a Little Big Planet game. So if you go to the creation set, you want to click on something, hey, I want to play the Sonic level, boom, you can download it. You don't have to have the online for whatever, but yeah, it plays like a Little Big Planet game. There's touch controls, and it's funny and creative. There's like a puppet master. It's a weird dude with a big nose, and yeah, it's fun. I love retro games, but the thing is, with these HD collections in general, is I don't have time to dedicate myself to replaying these classics on the console. On the contrary, if I had them on the PS Vita or the 3DS or whatever, I think I would have more time to, or at least have more incentive to go and relive these classics, just because, again, I can do stuff in the background. I can catch up on my shows while playing these classic games, which I've done before, so I don't have to pay attention to either the TV or the Vita that much anyway. Of course, there's Soul Sacrifice, which is from Concept, aka Keiji Inafune, who did the Mega Man series, who is working on Mighty No. 9 right now. And it's kind of a Monster Hunter clone meets Dark Souls. So if any of that sounds cool to you, pick that one up as well. But let's move on to something where, I don't know, it's more like a wish list. So I love Gundams, and I love the Dynasty Warriors system. I love the Dynasty Warriors series, I should say. And I love when they combine the two, which was Gundam Dynasty Warriors. And the third one is my favorite, it's Cell Shading, which is another big favorite of mine. But just recently they released Shin Dynasty Muso, or Shin Muso Gundam, whatever the fuck it's called. Please bring this over, I love this series, and it's the first time it's going to be on the Vita, so that is pretty tight to me. And if you want to rip some panties off of girls in this weird simulation of the Akiba city, Prefecture, whatever Akiba is. I don't know what this game's about. A kid named Akiba taking a trip to Japan or something. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, this screenshot should say it all. You fight girls or something, and girls fight for you, and I don't know, it looks really cool. And it's very silly. Speaking of ripping up girls' clothes, Senran Kagura. Now, Nintendo brought the last one over here on the 3DS called Senran Kagura Burst, and I don't know how it did for sales, but I got a copy from the Xseed, who published it over here, and it was fantastic. It is a very cool side-scrolling beat-em-up game, and there's a lot of fan service. Let's not beat around the bush. These ninjas have giant breasts, and you can zoom in on them, and you can make them jiggle, and the 3D was really awesome on the 3DS if you wanted it like that. This one is more of a clone of, like the other one was kind of like, I guess to be redundant, I guess you could call it a Double Dragon clone. Not Double Dragon clone, but I'll beat them up. Now this one is more open world, and it's like Dynasty Warriors. So, do you see a theme in what I want from the Vita stuff from Japan? Bring this stuff over. Now, there are of course a ton of games coming soon. One of which is Conception 2. What is that? Oh, it's an RPG where you're destined to save the world. Why? Or not why, but how? Having sex with girls, and then your children become part of your team via time travel. Yes. And if it's having sex with girls may seem like, oh, this is a pervy game. No, you don't really. You're not putting the dick in the vagina. No, it's not like that. It's more like, you build relationships, and it's like alluded to that you conceive children, you concept them, and then they become part of your party. I don't know, it sounds really cool and fun. And of course, Final Fantasy, that's coming out in April, by the way. And then of course we got the Final Fantasy X, 10-2 HD Remaster, which I had been waiting for a long time. I thought a couple years ago we're playing this, and then this was announced, and I was like, I'll just wait for the Vita version. And fuck, I cannot wait. That's coming out soon, March something, 18th I think. In the spring sometime, the Vita is actually getting a new edition, like a slimmer model with stuff. I don't know. It's not going to have the old LED screen, so that might be a little terrible for some people. But yeah, if you're inclined to buy a new version, it'll come with Borderlands 2. at least one bundle. And Borderlands 2 was an awesome game, and it can be even more awesome on the Vita. I think I would like to try playing that again, especially if the save ports, which I don't know if that's been announced or not. And Mind Zero, for those who like Persona, apparently there's a big controversy in Japan when this came out, that it's a very blatant ripoff of Persona. But, you know, you can say a lot of games are ripoffs of some other things. The Famitsu magazine, which is the big Japanese review magazine over there, they gave it a 30 out of 40, which is a pretty good score. So I'm guessing the average around here will probably be 7s, but you never know. Sometimes we like games more than Japan, sometimes we like them less. But if it's anyway half as decent as Persona, then count me in. So I mean, did I give you enough reasons to buy a Vita? Plus there's so many stores that are discounting the thing, probably because the PS Vita Slim is coming out soon, or whatever the hell they're going to call that new model. Yes, buy a Vita. I've had this thing since December. I bought it a Christmas present for myself, and I just love it. I love so many things about it. Again, if you want to read more in depth of why I love it and some of the more features, you can read my article. And I'll just end it here for now, and yeah.
Boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, subscribe, boom, ba-jack, boom, boom, ba-jack.